Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to go up into the three main properties that I deer hunt. We're here at my grandma's now. We're going to run up in here. I got 4 cameras I want to set up. I'm way late on setting up cameras, but I already have a cell camera back here, so there'll be 5 cameras on this property in total. I've gotten a couple pictures of a couple nice bucks. There's 4 spots that I can pretty much cover this entire property with just the 4 or 5 cameras. 4 cameras for sure. The 5th camera I just have over the food plot, just to kind of keep an eye on it. We're gonna head up in here. I'll show you the setups and I'll show you why I'm setting them up there, and maybe throw a couple maps up of how I'm covering the property with just cameras when I'm covering almost 50 acres of woods. So we'll see you up in the woods. All right, everybody, we're at the first spot. I don't know if you guys remember this little trail right here, but if you watch any of the food plot series, one of the very first videos I put out, the frost seeding video, I frost seeded a ton of clover in here, and it didn't take quite like I was hoping to it. There is some clover in here, but it's very minimal. I get the camera right there on that tree. I don't know how well you guys can tell, but there's a trail that comes out of right here. It's all a big apple orchard right here. There's some apples right here on that tree, and then this is just a farm driveway in between an ag field out here that's grass, and then the ag field here. I'll throw some pictures in of some bucks I've gotten over the years from this spot. This isn't just last year, this is just all around over the last few years. It's just a good spot. I always catch good deer coming through here. I get bucks on this spot every single year. This year I'm going to make a mock scrape right here and just see what happens. There's a good tree back here. I could put a tree stand if I wanted to. Actually, them tall trees back there, one of them trees, I think it's that one, I'm actually planning on putting in a tree stand in that tree. It's right on the back side of this field, but we'll go over all that when we do a tree stand video, which will be coming up here hopefully sooner than later. But this camera's set. It's just a transition. Just a lot of deer come through here. That's the only reason I have a camera here. Kind of a inventory spot, if you will. But we're gonna go to the next one. The next camera spot is by far my favorite spot to hang a camera. So we're gonna go there next, and I'll explain to you why that's my favorite spot. All right, everybody, we're at the next spot. And if you guys remember this field, just inside this woods here, I always cut this trail open here for the deer, and then I have a trail in the corner right there that goes into that strip plot. So my strip plot's off back here, and where this trail goes in, about straight in from that trail, maybe 55 yards, is my favorite tree stand. This spot is so key. So down all through here, this is all bedding. There's a big apple orchard up in here, and it kind of comes down here a little bit, but this is all a big brush field. We're going to drive through it here in a minute, and I'll kind of show you. And then right back here where the stand is, there's another apple orchard. I've seen and filmed several bucks in here, does, all kinds of deer coming in here and eating on these apples. And what it does here is, so where I have that strip plot back here, this is all bedding back up in there. All the deer bed up in there, strip plot here, and then in here is my tree stand, and then where all this other bedding is back over here where this apple orchard and stuff. If you go in further, which I might go check it out, I've been helping a neighbor a little bit. He's doing a couple food plots this year. Maybe we'll take a swing down there and go show him. But out in this big brush lot here, there's some pretty good open areas. There's going to be 2 food plots out there, so you're going to have food on both sides. Plus, if you remember in the food plot series video, this field right here, this whole field I frost seeded with clover. You're going to have the food here with the clover, and then you have my strip plot over here with more food in the bedding area. Not in the bedding area, right on the edge of it. So that's why this spot is so key. It's just a giant funnel, and it works really well. So I got a camera in here. This is that trail that I open up every single year for the deer. Because if you make trails, deer will use them. We had to use the old stick behind the camera method, but we got a camera there. This is the apple orchard in here, and then my stand is right over there. So that's what makes this spot so well. This creates a natural funnel. The deer come right down this edge to go back to the other bedding or go back to this bedding here, and there's food all around here with a bunch of bedding. So it's a good thing about this property, and also kind of a bad thing about this property is that there's so much bedding. There's a ton of bedding here. Deer can bed anywhere, and it makes it so unpredictable. When you do have a big buck in the area, or that's kind of ruling the roost a little bit like we did last year, it makes it really hard because he could be anywhere. He could have several different locations for the same wind even. There's just so much bedding here. There's a ton of it. There's actually too much of it. So it makes it hard because it makes them very, very unpatternable and unpredictable. So we're gonna get this camera turned on, and this is such an easy spot to access. I can get in and out of here without spooking anything. I don't have to be, it's not invasive. Yeah, there's deer bedded close, but they're used to people back here on four-wheelers and tractors, and just people in general back here. Everybody, the neighbor's always back in his place. The neighbors on the other side, they're always back on their place. I'm always here. The deer are used to it. So coming out here and staying out here is not really hurting anything, especially here in the beginning of July. So we're gonna let that camera sit, and then we're gonna use the neighbor's trails to run around, get up on top, and we're gonna set up a mock scrape, hopefully, as long as I can find a vine up there. We're gonna set up a mock scrape. If not, I might have to come back to it after I'm able to find a vine and cut it down. So we'll see you up on top. All right, everybody, we're up to the top of this rush field, and as I said, it opens up quite a bit up here. You guys can see. So this is all bedding back here. The deer bed in and throughout all of it. This trail here, Dustin was so kind again to brush hog right up to my grandma's for me, which is awesome of him, and makes it nice for me. And you know, he can hunt my grandma's. I got no issues with that. So right now we're going into my grandma's hardwoods here, and I actually have a tree stand right back here. I'm gonna leave that stand there, and then you know, not that I'm not close enough to shoot this brassica plot, but I will be close enough to see it and potentially watching deer come up from the bottom or just cruising through it. So stand's gonna stay where it's at. It was a great spot last year. I had a camera right here, but if I can find a vine in here, I do plan on doing a mock scrape right here somewhere. All right, everybody, I was able to find a vine. So as you guys can see here, got the vine tied up right up there, and we got it hanging just about waist height. And I just scratched up the ground a little bit. You know, scraping the ground, that's not necessarily essential right now, but what I'm using it for is just to create just another visual for the deer. I did this last year and it worked fantastic. So I didn't add anything, no scents or nothing. I won't do that until August, late part of August. Then I'll start dribbling some scent into the actual ground itself. But we got a camera set up right here on video mode, overlooking this scrape, and we're good here. We are going to go set up the last camera up on top of a ridge before it drops off to a bench and then down into the bottom of a creek. So we are going to video 3 triggered, so we're good to go. That camera's set. this mock scrape is made. I'll give you one more view of it. Right there's the vine that I tied up about waist height, a little over waist height, to a branch and leading out to the neighbor's future brassica plot. So if you guys can't tell, I'm really excited about this year with all these food plots that we're doing and putting in place. Really hoping it makes the hunting quite a bit better up here. So we'll see, and we'll head over to the next one. All right, everybody, we got this camera set up. The camera's right there. It's just a cheap Amazon camera. I forget what the brand or make is or whatever, but it's just cameras I use and spots it. Unfortunately, could possibly get stolen or anything. If anybody was trespassing, this would be a likely spot that they would come down through. So we got the vine set up here. Right there's the vine, and again, just a visual scrape just to add a little extra eye catch to it. So right there, and then the vine's hanging about waist height. Camera's overlooking it in video mode, and then we are good to go on this property. So all my cameras are got freshly formatted SD cards, fresh set of lithium batteries, so they last a while. On video mode, I know the batteries get used up pretty quick. So we're gonna head out of here. I was gonna show the food plot, but I have to clearly spray that one more time. So I have to do a fireman's parade later, so I gotta be about a half hour away at 7, I think the parade starts. So for those of you that may be new or whatever, fun fact about me, I am a assistant chief for a local fire company, so I get to do all the parades, firemen's picnics, stuff like that. So if you didn't know that, now you do. It's fun. I really thoroughly enjoy being in the fire department. It's a camaraderie and a brotherhood like unfortunately most will never get to experience. It's something you should try. I know there's a lot of every volunteer department through the country right now is going through hard times with manpower. It's pretty bad. So if you've ever thought about it, even if you haven't thought about it, think about it. You know, go out there, make a difference in your community, and just be that person that wants to be there to help somebody when they're potentially having the worst day of their life, or the whole family. It's not a pride thing, it's not a ego thing. You just gotta want to be there for your community, and I enjoy it thoroughly. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, the brotherhood, the camaraderie that comes out of it, it's like something most people never get to experience. So if you ever thought about it, or even if you haven't, maybe you could look it up, check it out. All fire departments right now will invite you with open arms to show you the ropes, get you the training, and have another guy in a roster. It's pretty slim pickings right now, and you just gotta want to be able to help your community, because there's no pay, there's no benefits. Some places there are benefits, but where I'm at personally, no pay, no benefits. You gotta do it because you want to be there to help people. So go out there, check it out if you haven't. I know this kind of took a weird turn from trail cameras to trying to support some volunteer departments across the country. But go check it out if you haven't. Like I said, it's a camaraderie and a brotherhood that a lot of people won't get to experience. A lot of people at the fire hall ain't even family, and they're still considered family. So check it out, look it up, and you never know, maybe it's something you want to do to just be helpful in your local community. So that being said, we're gonna jump on a four-wheeler, we're gonna load up, we're gonna get out of here, we're gonna go to the next property. I'd like to make it to my mom's to go check some cameras and finish this video out, looking at some trail camera footage, but I don't know if we're gonna get there. Like I said, I have the fireman's parade later today, and it's taking me longer than I expected to do this stuff. So we're gonna go out. There's no food plots or nothing to look at the next property. I'm gonna set some cameras in some easy spots, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned. We'll see you at the next property.